it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. Um, before, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. There is um I did a crash course on everything chat and it's a lot. It's it's a lot. And it's not only is it a lot, it's also really 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 hard to deny a lot of the information that they found as well. Yep, I watch I watched the FBI press conference. I read over a few findings. There is if you want a synopsis, and I'm even going to use this tweet as an outline. There's one person who has a really good outline of everything that has occurred um, with everything. Let me find that tweet because there is one person who has like a really, 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 really good outline of everything that has occurred, and if you want to just get a quick breakdown of everything that happened, um, if I can find the tweet, I just had the tweet. What the hell? But what's up with y'all? What's up? I'm letting it sit a little bit to let as many people come in as possible before we start. And I do want to lead with something as well. Um, where is the tweet that I was just like reading? What the fuck? Um, hold on, chat. Shout out to the power chat. Darth Vader. Do you think the Spurs really are a real threat in the West after yesterday games, or the Mavs play like buns? A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Turn my mic up. Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh yeah, my mic is a bit low. All right. Before we get it, here it is. This is the one. Before we get too deep in this, I want to say this to the people out there who have watched my content over several years now and have become familiar with who I am and the content I produce on YouTube in many facets. I want to say this as well right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Matter of fact, let me close my door real quick because it's it is this is pretty spooky. I can't hold you. So and actually, let me hold on. Okay, I'm gonna use the OBS recording because it'll be easier for me to toggle back and forth with a lot of things. But I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I know everybody at work, but this is massive. Before we get into this, as many of you all know, my stance on gambling in the sports world is a huge reason why I have never really promoted any gambling sites at all. The only type of gambling back and forth that I've had, or any type of promotions or sponsors, have been directly connected to peer-to-peer gambling, effectively meaning you and other people are putting money together, and on top of that, it tends to be a limit as well. But this is a huge reason why I don't do FanDuel. There's a reason why I don't do DraftKings. There's a reason why I don't do Underdog, regardless of how much money is being positioned in my face. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kalshi is peer-to-peer. But to Greg Pop, I just told Raquel this. We're going to double check and going through it as well. But as of right now, we're going to put a pause on that also before we get deep into the NBA season. We're going to pause on it for now, do a little bit more research into it before we get deep into the regular season. But if I'm not mistaken, it is also peer-to-peer, and I think they also put like sizable caps on how much money can be put on the quote-unquote props. So we're going to keep that in mind. But even when we were doing playback and peer-to-peer with Agent and myself, we didn't do any of it. We didn't do any of it. We weren't participating in it. We were never going to. We were never going to participate in it just because we know what was at stake. We knew what was happening. And right now in the NBA, they are dealing with a lot of problems. And I do mean a lot of problems. So I want to say that as a content creator to my audience. Not only have I already separated myself from a lot of this stuff, but I will continue to separate myself and hold myself at a distance with the information that I have now learned about what is going on with a lot of these sites and a lot of gambling that's going undercurrent problems. Now, for those who are not aware of what's happening right now, and it is a lot. It is a lot. First, I got to sync up. Shout out to Matt. But for those who do not know what's going on, we woke up this morning with astonishing breaking news in the NBA world that the NBA yet again is being connected through illegal gambling, regardless if that is cheating in some capacity, regardless if that's high-stake poker games that are ran illegally, and also information that is being funneled between entities behind the scenes to prop up the amount of money that they could potentially make. And this is all allegations that have been spearheaded by the FBI. Now, many of you all may have remembered the NBA has investigated some of its players over the past few months, some of which have found back to be not guilty, in particular Terry Rozier and Malik Beasley. However, today, the FBI's investigation has come back in return that Terry Rozier is indeed still a part of their investigation, so much so that he has been arrested, but also have gone far as to arrest Chauncey Billups and Damian Jones as well. Now, I have watched the totality of their press conference. It was a 30-minute press conference where they're making very steep allegations. Very steep. The best breakdown that I have seen of the events that has occurred is from this gentleman here. Let me take this out. The best information I've found is from this gentleman here. He gives a really, really good breakdown. Make sure y'all put a 1 in the chat if you all can see what's on the screen, the tweet. I want to make sure everything is good. Okay, cool. So shout out to Mr. Joe here. I don't want to mess up your name. He has given the best breakdown on Twitter of everything that has occurred. But if you want to see everything, You can go on YouTube. The video is about 37 minutes long. As you can clearly see, I've kind of already skipped around to around 37 minutes, so here and there, 16 minutes in. And also, ESPN does have a full article highlighting everything that has occurred with Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and arrested and gambling inquirers that have. It's a lot. It's certainly a lot. And it's more than just these three people. Those are the three that we are aware. But it is 34 people in total that have been arrested. Of the 34 people, it is 34 people in total that have been arrested. Of the 34 people, obviously the three that we are aware of, but also these are people who are connected with mafia. So not only am I going to be very cautious about how I speak about this moving forward, because not only the FBI is involved, but also the mafia is involved as well. That's how serious this is. That's how serious this is. Highly advise anyone who's going to talk about this, be very cautious about what you're about to say. Now, again, going back to the tweet in and of itself, because I do think this gives a really good breakdown of all the events that have occurred. So, the FBI held a press conference and the details around the sports gambling bust that happened. Current and former NBA players Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damian Jones have all been arrested, a part of the 34 people who have been arrested. This was an illegal gambling and sports rigging operation that spanned years across 11 states. In total, 30 individuals have been arrested, 13 mafia members, like we already stated. The charges include gambling, wire fraud, and extortion. Now, there are two separate indictments. The first one involves six defendants accusing of participating. Let me read that one more time. The first involved 6 defendants accused of participating in sports corruption. Sorry, I just woke up. The first involves 6 defendants accused of participating in sports corruption schemes that exploited insider information involving NBA players and teams. That defendants leverage their connections to place prop bets based on confidential insider information, winning tens of thousands of dollars per bet. Per bet. The second indictment involves 31 defendants charged with participating in a nationwide scheme of rigged illegal poker games. The FBI says they use high-tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed. Now, these are two separate indictments. One is about insider information to help them out with sports gambling. The other one is rigged poker games. Now, you may be wondering, how exactly do these NBA players are involved in this? Some of which I'm pretty sure it's easy to connect the dots. So let's first go with the sports gambling. The ongoing conversation that has been had is that you have some players in the NBA, allegedly, that are utilizing the information that they may already have and passing that on to other people to then put a bunch of money on some bets that can then translate them into winning a bunch of money. And it's inside information. Now, this inside information isn't just who will be available, because there are allegations that Damian Jones used that information, put money on it, claims that LeBron James, that's how steep this is as well, that he knew that LeBron was not going to play certain games, and so he told who he needed to tell, and they put money on it before that news got out, and they were able to make a bunch of money based off of it. But what I believe is way more damning is that we're talking about NBA players, allegedly now, claiming that they were being told, or that they're telling people, that they're going to take themselves out of the game early due to injuries, and then, of course, not be able to hit their over on a certain bet which will then translate to tens of thousands of dollars per bet. And to make it worse, even if there are certain entities, gambling sites, companies that may give a cap on how much money you can be placed on each, and to make it even worse, even if there are certain gambling companies and entities that may put a cap on how much money you can bet, this was a whole operation. They had multiple people putting money down everywhere. Gambling sites, in casinos, gambling sites, in casinos, in person. They would come in person and drop off money. Terry Rozier, still a part of this, has been one of the biggest culprits of these allegations. Claims that the FBI says the NBA player Terry Rozier told defendants that he was going to leave the game early on March 2023. The FBI says the NBA player Terry Rozier told defendants that he was going to leave a game early on March 23rd, 2023 with an injury. The defendant then placed a bet more than $200,000 on the under for his prop bets, with Rozier leaving the game after 9 minutes. Those bets paid out tens of thousands of dollars in profit, and the defendant and Rozier counted the money at his house. Now, we already know that Jontay Porter was also a part of this as well. Now, we already know that Jontay Porter was a part of this as well. That has been already it's set in stone. He's also a part of this as well. FBI said that he was participating in this. That's how he originally got, and he's dealing with legal problems as we speak. But effectively, the same way that Jontay Porter was running around telling people he was or was not going to play, and people put a bunch of money on his under so he could make sure they didn't hit. And we also know that Jontay Porter was doing this to cover his gambling debts, because he had a bunch of gambling debts, and he did things that are illegal to get him to this point. So, yes, Terry Rozier has been caught in that fashion, and there have been several other, Yes, Terry Rozier has been caught in that fashion, and there has been several other teams that have been put money on that are in connection to this as well. Those teams are as followed: the Charlotte Hornets, Portland Trail Blazers, Los Angeles Lakers, and Toronto Raptors. So that is the first one. That is the first one, and it's a pretty damning one. Pretty damning. And it certainly puts into question the legitimacy of gambling sites being intertwined with the NBA. And I'm going to go as far as to say that is the most problematic one, because the NBA, as well as some of their partners, such as ESPN, have effectively been in bed with gambling platforms, companies for years now, to the point where ESPN has their own betting subsection, their gambling subsection called ESPN Bet. And to try to separate themselves from this, on ESPN early this morning, they had to just completely remove it off the ticker. They just, let's go and take that down off the ticker, man. Let's go and take that down off the ticker. Let me see if I can find that clip, because that clip was, there it is. Yeah, because that was crazy. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta show y'all that, boy.
We live in an entirely different atmosphere when it comes to sports gambling than certainly those of us, Shefty and I, and some of the older people at the table, grew up in this business being around. Sports gambling was always something that was completely verboten. It was something that was sort of in the shadows. It was something that leagues stayed far away from. It was
so y'all see right here in the bottom right-hand corner, ESPN Bet. They just took the whole ticker off. They were fuck it.
Those all out there as a preamble, because it might be in the back of people's minds, and we acknowledge that this is a different time and place.
Take the
However,
whole
there is
thing
a
off.
fine line, not so fine. There is
Take the whole
bold
thing
line
off.
that obviously has to
Take
be
the whole
drawn
thing off.
between legal sports.
So yeah, they decided let's go ahead and take that whole thing off right there. We're gonna take that whole thing off, and we ain't got to worry about that. Now, y'all keep posting this. I don't know what this is. Y'all keep posting this 2 or 3 different times. In a 2023 podcast episode, poker player Matt Barkley told a story about how he heard people playing poker with Chauncey Billups and knew he was scamming and stealing money from illegal gambling rings, which is now the second part of this. This is the second part of this, but let's hear this.
I would have never thought we were being.
And then you send it in and you get your little toy.
God, kids are so manipulated.
Man, to touch on Benny real quick, like just like his attitude at the game, he was always just like so semi-happy, semi-grumpy, and like, man, I would have never thought we were being cheated by this man this whole time. Like if he didn't just like completely smash the game,
Played the shit reg to a T.
Right.
yeah, like the absolute perfect shit reg.
Yeah.
Man. Interesting.
Yeah, cheating's bad. Okay, I had heard about the game, and where there was this game. It started in LA and then it came to Vegas for a few days, and it was all built around Chauncey Billups. And I had heard about the game, and the person who told me about it was like, "Look, I know the game runners. I'm telling you 100% this game is on the up and up." And I was like, "Well, I know a lot of the people that are involved, and I'm telling you 100% that it is not on the up and up."
Yeah.
And we kind of went back and forth, and I agreed that like I just wasn't going to go play it, but I had some friends who went and played it both in LA and in Vegas, and it obviously like was for sure confirmed to be cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who clearly didn't even understand the rules of No Limit Hold'em are just like jamming hundreds of big blinds in with like a gutty. And then just drilling it.
Yeah.
Only the pros are losing. Like,
how is it figured out? Like, it just.
I can't remember if this was the game where.
Yeah, he is yapping, but if what he said is if what he said is what I think he's trying to say, effectively, this thing kind of gets us to the second turn. The second allegation is effectively. Okay, let's break down the second one. Now, the second allegation is effectively you had these mafia members, people with a large amount of money, coming in and investing in these poker rings that had very clear evidence that they were cheating and getting as much money as possible out of people. And what they were doing to try to lure people in is use NBA players as the face of these games. That's how Chauncey Billups got involved, allegedly, and that's also how Damian Jones got involved, allegedly, as well. Damian Jones also, as a sidebar, you feel like you heard his name twice. You will be correct. Damian Jones is connected to not only the prop bids on gambling sites and platforms and stuff like that, but he is also a part of the poker stuff as well, the rigged poker games. So Damian Jones is tough. Damian Jones is connected to both of these things. Rigged prop betting and also rigged poker games. So it looks like, I ain't gonna lie, it looks like he cooked. He's done. But what exactly is going on at these poker games? So, rigged poker games occurred in the Hamptons, Miami, Las Vegas, and Manhattan. The poker schemes targeted victims who were lured to participate in rigged poker games by the chance to play alongside professional athletes. These athletes included Chauncey Billups and Damian Jones. The FBI says that the defendants utilized altered shuffled machines to read the cards in the decks and then relay the information to an off-site operator. The operator, known as the quarterback, then sent the information to someone at the table. The FBI also says that the defendants utilized other cheating technologies, including poker chip trays that would read cards through including poker chip trays that would read cards through hidden cameras, special contact lens, and glasses that could read marking cards, and X-ray poker tables that could read face-down cards. I'm not gonna lie, and this is why I said and he said this also in this video right here, in their when he said that, when they were explaining how detailed the cheating was, that's when I knew it's over. You're done. You're done. You're done. If they have all of that on you, if they have everything they know about how they cheated, if they know all the information about how they passed along what your cards were, X-ray tables so they can see face-down cards, you're done. You're done. You're cooked. You're finished. Bro, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. You're finished, bro. You're done. You're cooked. Now, the FBI says that the defendants robbed victims at gunpoint as well. They were robbing people at these events. Robbing people at the events. It wasn't enough that they were already cheating. It wasn't enough about the X-ray tables. It wasn't enough about the shuffling. It wasn't enough about the shuffling machines. No, people also were getting robbed at gunpoint at these events. It's done. It's done. We continue. The sports gambling investigation is called the sports gambling investigation is called Operation Nothing But Net, which is crazy because didn't Jonte Porter play for the Brooklyn Nets? They're trolling. No, y'all are trolling. Yeah, y'all are trolling. And then the last one is the poker operation. While the poker investigation is called Operation Royal Flush. The FBI has been working on this investigation for 4 years. 4 years. With victims losing at least $7 million. One specific victim lost at least $1.8 million. The FBI reviewed thousands of hours of video evidence and executed more than 24 search warrants. Now, I'm going to say this about the poker games. And I'm going to be as generous as possible. From my sources, not going to tell you who, but from my sources, there is a possibility that the NBA players who were involved, and there could be more NBA players that were involved, may not have been completely aware of what was occurring, rather than just using their names to lure people in to allow all the other illegal activity to happen. Now, not saying that my sources are correct, but I just want to put that out there. There's a lot of blurred lines on how involved many of these NBA players are when it comes to the poker games. But the rigged prop bets, making sure that they hit the unders, it's not that much blurred lines behind that. It ain't really that many blurred lines. When the FBI gets involved and they come and arrest you, trust me when I say they have years and years of evidence to go off of. They got you, dog. They got you. And the only thing that you can hope to bet, close your eyes and cross your fingers and pray that you can get away by snitching on someone else and telling him and pointing the finger who's the big kingpin. That's it. If you ain't doing that, look like you're going to jail. You're going to jail, buddy. You're going to prison and you're going for a long time. It's done. And Jontay Porter, you're out of here. Terry Rozier, looks like you're about to be out of here as well. Looks like you're going to be out of here. Now, how exactly all of this affects the NBA? Well, I think on the surface it's pretty obvious. The NBA being investigated in some capacity by the FBI due to gambling is very unfortunate, and it's certainly, the NBA being investigated by the FBI certainly is unfortunate, but also it's unfortunate that this isn't the first time as well. The FBI investigating either the NBA or any NBA players in terms of gambling, this is not new. This started back in the 90s with Michael Jordan. It picked back up in the early 2000s with that referee. I ain't even want to say his name because he's disgusting. And now here we are again when the NBA is trying to get as close as possible to betting. When things are starting to become quote-unquote legal, you still have people who are doing illegal activity. Once more, this is part of the reason why I just do not push these type of things on my platforms, on my channels, because I know how people will take advantage of it. And if any of this stuff is true, it will not only put into question the hundreds of millions of dollars that the NBA and its partners have invested into gambling and prop bets and everything else in between, but it will also put into question the legitimacy of some of the points, rebounds, assists, the performances, the injuries that have occurred in the NBA over the past 3 to 4 years, because a lot of these things have been very questionable, and many people have been aware of this for quite some time now. These investigations that the FBI is now revealing to us dates back to 2023. They've been doing it for 4 years in total. 4. So the NBA, you're screwed. You are completely screwed. The amount of money that has been just pushed by this league with this type of money being involved is concerning. Not only, again, the legitimacy of some of the operations that's been happening with the NBA at large and some of their partners, but also just the legitimacy of the games, the performances, the players, and what they are or are not willing to do, and who knows what they are incentivized behind the scenes on why they're injured and why they're not playing a certain amount of games. More new. This is breaking? The Kawhi thing, it's a lot, bro. Adam Silver got a lot on his plate right now. Adam Silver got a lot on his plate. I can't hold you. Pat McAfee.
This is a case of in Terry Rozier situation. It's insider trading is what they're alleging, as they have with Jontay Porter previously. This is obviously colossal news. The one guy, AJ, that we've spoken about on this show, it's come out, Malik Beasley, he's been a part of a federal investigation. He's part of an ongoing NBA investigation. He was not arrested today. His lawyer told me he has not been cooperating with federal authorities on Chauncey Billups, on Terry Rozier, meaning he is not involved in this group, whatever this investigation led to here, at least initially, 30-plus arrests. I'm told Malik Beasley is not involved in this situation. And so just some more bookkeeping there. But we'll see how much more comes of this, right? Like, this started as a 3, 4, 5-person group. It's now morphed into over 40. It has mob affiliation, mafia affiliation. And will there be more? Right now, there's over 30 today.
Yes. For people who may just not be joining, yes. In total, it is 30 individuals. The people that we are aware of, that we know of, are, of course, NBA players, Damian Jones, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier. But it is 30 in total. And I'm going to also be honest with you all. The more and more I hear about this, the more and more I just realize that this is probably just rampant in the space. This is probably just rampant because if Malik Beasley isn't tied or connected to this, but the FBI is still investigating him as well as the NBA, that means that there could be just a completely different entity when it comes to Malik Beasley. A completely different entity. And I'm going to be honest with you, this also might be a completely different entity from Gilbert Arenas as well. Like, it just comes across as if, like, there's multiple things that are occurring at one time. It's just that the FBI has probably been behind the scenes slowly working and picking up on a little bit of information bit by bit. But this is a lot. The NBA clearly has a gambling problem. They have a problem. They have to address this. The NBA has to come to grips that potentially partnering with FanDuel, with Underdog, with all these other entities where people are putting money on these games may not be in the best interest of the NBA moving forward. It just may not be. Sincerely, it just might not. You need to take a step back and really recognize and condemn this behavior. Because if you have NBA players who are lying about injuries, who are lying about their availability to take themselves out of the game, it's a no. It's a no. It's a no. And also, let's be very real with this as well, because I see a lot of people saying that, oh, well, you make millions of dollars in the league. Why is it that you are compromising yourself for $200,000? Let's remind ourselves about the Malik Beasley story. Despite the millions of dollars that Malik Beasley had made in his NBA career, he was still living paycheck to paycheck. I think many of you all need to wake up to how these people spend their money. Just because you may be responsible, just because you may be financially frugal, doesn't mean that they are. A lot of these gentlemen are living paycheck to paycheck. And so, just imagine how desperate you would have to be to cross the line, to compromise yourself for a few hundreds of thousands of dollars when you know every contract that you sign will be in the millions with Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley, and God knows how many other people. And also, let's keep in mind that everyone in the league isn't on guaranteed contracts. Jontay Porter was not on a guaranteed deal. He was not guaranteed to make hundreds of millions or tens of millions or even millions of dollars. And because of that, I would not be surprised if there's even more players, more coaches, more people overall involved with this. But this is serious. This is serious. This is serious. This is serious. And yes, to the people out there who are wondering about the LeBron, yeah, refs could be involved as well. Referees could be involved. And that wouldn't surprise me at all. And for the people out there who saw some of the LeBron news that's somewhat associated with this, right now, it doesn't seem like LeBron is connected. Rather than Damon Jones use his insider information about LeBron not being available for certain games, and then he leveraged that and passed on that information to whoever he needed to pass it to. Shout out to you, Bruce Jr. Sr. So, yeah. LeBron James was reportedly the player Damon Jones used insider info about before the February 2023 Bucks-Lakers game, per The Athletic. Jones allegedly told others to bet on Milwaukee after learning LeBron would sit out with a ankle soreness, before it was the injury report. So, yes, as of right now, LeBron only is tied with it is that Damon Jones knew about his ankle soreness, and then he used that information to pass it along. I will say this, and this is how nasty the sports gambling world is. The fact that I can put in a bet in and we don't know who is or isn't going to be available, and then we later learn that someone of importance will not be available, bro, that bet should be canceled immediately. I made that bet with the intentions and understanding that someone like LeBron should be available and playing. Why is it that now all of a sudden it's learned that he's not playing, and yet that bet still has to go through? That makes no sense at all. But using that loophole in your advantage is very, 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 very crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I want to say that is it. I want to say that is it. Yeah, I want to say that's it. Shout out to the almost 500 people in here. Bro, being in here this early, crazy, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Oh, reminder that yesterday the NCAA voluntarily loosened the rules to allow college athletes to bet on pro sports. Wow. 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 Bro, they are just allowing any and everything to occur right now. That's crazy. Why even allow that? I'm actually so confused. Why would you even allow that? Actually, we did not connect behind the scenes to the team. We did not connect YouTube and playback. I didn't notice. Shout out to the 1.3 over at YouTube. I saw 475. That's only on playback. So shout out to the 1.3 over on YouTube. I did not know we had that many people on YouTube. I just realized that because we didn't connect it, the YouTube chat, I don't know what's going on because the YouTube chat is not connected. So yeah, shout out to the 1.3 over on YouTube, the almost 500 here on playback. So we're at nearly 2,000 people. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. And Ronnie over there on YouTube, tomorrow YouTube over in playback. Someone on YouTube actually asked a very important question. Lo, how many NBA trainers and friends of NBA stars do you think Damon Jones know? He knows a lot. he knows a lot. He knows a lot of people. Damon Jones has been in the league for a while. He's been able to keep a job in this league for quite some time. He knows a lot of people. He knows a lot of people. And if Damon Jones was using insider information like this, with any stage of frequency, any degree of consistency, that's problematic. Damon Jones is not only connected with NBA players, but he was on ESPN at one point. Like he has been in the NBA space for quite some time. He's now a head coach in the league. A head coach. Went from a player, trainer, assistant, ESPN pundit, now a head coach. He's been in the NBA for quite some time now. Quite some time. Let me see what's going on in the YouTube channel. Nigga saying that DeAndre Ayton is next. Tough. Someone saying that I'm involved. Y'all must not know me. I don't do this. I don't do this. I don't do none of this stuff. But one more time before we get out of here, just so people are aware about everything, just in case you missed it. No, I didn't go to Spell House. What is Spell House? You mean Morehouse? No, I didn't go to Morehouse. No. Spellman. Oh my! You said Spell House. Spellman is one university. Morehouse is the other university. But no, I didn't go to neither one of them. Spell House is crazy. Oh, KD missing. Hey, KD. You missing free throws? KD, you deciding not to shoot anything? Interesting. Now, I will say this when it comes to KD. I don't think he did it because KD actually just took less money. KD took less money to play out in Houston, so I don't think he's really pressed for money like that. But just in case, also Kawhi, that is true. Actually, I just thought about that. Niggas might have taken less because they were told on the back end, we'll get you right, man. You miss a couple of shots, choke in the fourth quarter, just disappear in the fourth. Let Reed Shepherd bring the ball up. Let Şengün handle the offense. Let Lou Dort push you around a little bit. We'll take care of you on the back end, man. Yes? What in the world? Chat. Chat. Oh, man, chat. Look at the breakfast, dog. Got the kiwi, the strawberry, the sausage, the eggs. A little bit of cinnamon roll bushing on the top. Got me the Gatorade with. Ain't gonna hold y'all. We about to get out of here. Yeah, niggas. Y'all niggas on 1:30 in the morning. 1:30 in the afternoon. For me, this is breakfast, nigga. Breakfast, nigga. I can't hold you. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I just woke up. Bro, we don't go to sleep until like 4 or 5 o'clock over here. That Wemby video had to get out. Videos got to get recorded, bro. We pushing content out. We pushing content out. We pushing content out around here. But okay, just for the people who may have missed everything that's going on, just a quick review. The NBA is being investigated by the FBI because FBI has found a lot, and I do mean a lot of very, very damning evidence that NBA players, coaches, and potential other people who are involved in the NBA have been involved in illegal gambling, wire fraud, extortion, just a lot of things. There are two indictments that's happening right now. The first one involves players deciding to take themselves out of games and having insider trader information through player props. The best example that's happening right now, and the person who has been arrested already for this, is Terry Rozier, when there are made claims that he took himself out of the game due to an injury that happened back in 2023 that then allowed the people who are putting money into this to hit the under. Now, who exactly are the people behind it? Let's actually go back a little bit. Now, in these two indictments, there have already been 30 people who have been arrested. Of the 30 people that have been arrested, the three names that we in the NBA community are familiar with are Damian Jones, Chauncey Billups, and Terry Rozier. The other people that have been involved are mafia members, mob ties, mob members. Okay? So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that the FBI is still investigating into this. So now, what are the two? Wait, what did I say? Someone can wake up. Okay. Now, what exactly are the two indictments? The first one is insider trading information that's given to these other people. I'm not going to put any information out there on who these people are, but some information, insider information being given to people through insider trade, through props, to allow people to put large lump sum of money on the under on some NBA players, and then they hit the under and they make tens of thousands of dollars on profits on every single bet that they place. Terry Rozier is a name that immediately got brought into this accusation, and he has already been arrested. He will be further investigated. This is also something that we saw with Jontay Porter as well last year. He's been arrested. He's been investigated. I believe he's also going to serve some time. And then Malik Beasley, though he was not tied and then we have Malik Beasley, though he was not directly connected to what's happening right now. This is also what has been alleged from him also. But when it comes to Terry Rozier in particular, he took himself out after 9 minutes in a Miami Heat game back in 2023 because he claimed he had an injury. Of course, put the money down, you hit the under, you're making tens of thousands of dollars of profit per bet. And then, of course, there's allegations that this has been going on for quite some time, not only with Terry Rozier, but potentially with other players as well. So that's the first one. Oh yeah. And then, and also, the other person who was involved in this allegedly is Damian Jones. Damian Jones used his insider information through some of his connections with certain NBA players to know who would or would not be available. The example that they're deciding to use right now is his connections with LeBron, claiming that he knew that LeBron was not going to be available during a game against the Milwaukee Bucks back in 2023. Gave that information up. They put hundreds of thousands of dollars per bet on that game and made significant amount of profit because of it. Now, the other one is rigged poker games. Poker games that are happening underground. You know, they letting a lot of people come in and they are scamming and cheating these people out of money that they are scamming and cheating these people out of millions of dollars. Now, how exactly they're luring these people into these rigged gambling games, now how exactly they are luring these people into these rigged poker games is by using NBA players as the faces. And that's how Chauncey Billups has been involved in this, and he has now been arrested. They'll sit there and say, hey, you want to play with Chauncey Billups? Hey, you want to play with Damian Jones? Hey, you want to play with this NBA player, that NBA player? Come play with us. Come over here, play with us. We'll let you play with an NBA player, and come to find out they were cheating the entire time. And the cheating is very thorough, very, very thorough. Giving along information from one entity to the next, then using that information, telling the people at the table how to bet. We're talking about shuffling machines that were rigged. We're talking about poker chips that were rigged. We're talking about marked cards. We're talking about people having x-ray tables, so even when the card is down, they can still know what your hand is. That's how thorough this was. And again, using NBA players to say, hey, you want to play with Chauncey Billups? Hey, you want to play with Damian Jones? Come on over, man. Come on over. Now, if you've been listening very carefully, you've heard me say Damian Jones is now connected with both of them, and that is correct. Damian Jones, and what is being alleged right now, is not only connected to the prop betting, but also the rigged poker games. Sorry, buddy, it looks like you're going down. Looks like you're going down. And from the information I have with my sources, and I have to say, I think I got some pretty credible sources. The only way you're going to get out of this is if you snitch. You need to snitch. Because we talking about big king pins. We're talking about mob bosses. We're talking about mob bosses, mobsters, mafia. That's what we're talking. You need to switch. I said switch. You need to snitch. Snitch. Let it go. You're not like that. You're an NBA player. That's not your body. It's just not your body. You need to snitch. You need to snitch right now. It's done. I don't give a damn how much money they take out of you. I don't give a damn how many NBA games and opportunities you're not going to have anymore. I don't give a damn. You need to snitch. Go ahead and snitch. Go ahead and snitch. Because they're not really after you, the NBA player that they use as the face to say, oh, come on in, play with Chauncey Billups. They don't care about you, Chauncey. They care about the mob bosses. Because also at these rigged poker games, they were also holding some of these victims at gunpoint because they were going to make sure that they got their money. They were robbing folks out there. You need to snitch. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, though. The other side of it, sports gambling, Terry Rozier, Jontay Porter, y'all are done. Y'all are done. I ain't gonna lie, there ain't nothing I can help with y'all on that one. Y'all are done. Y'all are actively participating in it. Y'all are doing things that y'all know is illegal. Y'all are a part of the scheme, and y'all are very directly connected to the scheme. So I can't. Allegedly now. But if you allegedly did do it, ain't nothing I can do. Ain't nothing I can handle with that right there. There's no advice. There's nothing I can say. And to the NBA, moving forward, because there's clearly a gambling problem, very clearly. Moving forward, you need to learn to properly separate yourself, because it does not matter how legal sports gambling becomes and how normalized all this happens. We're talking about people who are willing to lose tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars per bet. We're talking about NBA players where there's already several stories claiming that they're willing to bet thousands of dollars on hands when they're playing poker on an airplane. We're talking about people who are living paycheck to paycheck, despite the fact that they sign tens of millions of dollars in contract money. If they're blowing through money like that, if they're desperate enough to get involved with stuff like this, I don't know how. I just don't know how you can functionally tell yourself from a corporation standpoint that this is going to be a good look, that you could somehow finagle your way into proper standings, knowing what is at stake. I just don't know. I just don't know. Oh, Real Talk wants to see the breakfast. We got the eggs. We got the kiwi, strawberry, sausage. And also got myself a little bit of hydration on the side. And this is also, is this Diet Gatorade? What the fuck? We will be drinking something else. Yeah, no sugar Gatorade. Man, that's tough. All right. Let me go ahead and upload this footage. Again, man, shout out to the 1,300 over on YouTube, 400 here on playback. I'm gonna go upload this video so we can get this video out as soon as possible. The video itself is gonna be on low lights. I mean, not on low lights, on low post, excuse me. The video itself is going to be on low post as soon as we possibly can. And hopefully we can get it out in the next few hours. NBA Cam. Yeah, I realize I got to stop yapping because they got to hurry up and get on this video. So. All right, chat. On that note, anything else? Shout out to Wemby. Shout out to Wemby, man. Shout out to Wemby. Last night was amazing, sensational. Still couldn't believe what I saw. It was actually the most ridiculous thing possible. Yeah, he balled out of his mind. If you want to see my reaction to Wemby, that video is already up on the channel right now, on Low Lights, the channel that you are on watching this live. So check out our breakdown of Victor Wembanyama's game last night because he was amazing. He's already doing really, really well in contrast to other videos. So check that out. And this video of us talking about the gambling stuff will be up on my other channel called The Low Post. But until next time, we'll see you all later. Peace. Peace.